Hello and welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward, and on this episode, I'll be talking about Spider-Man: Far From Home. Before I get into the review, this is a spoiler-free review. After this episode, I'm going to record a spoiler review. I'm trying to get this video out tonight, Tuesday night, and then I'm trying to get the spoiler review up probably by Thursday. Give people a chance to go see it. I want to see it again, but this is the review for Spider-Man: Far From Home. Non-spoiler. There is spoilers for Endgame, so I hope you've seen the movie. It's been out long enough. The movie has a like in memoriam for Iron Man, Captain America. You know, people lost in Endgame, which was really cool to open it up. It's like the school news. They have like a memoriam like that, and they talk about what they call the blip, which is everybody coming back after 5 years. You know, when the snap happens again in Endgame and brings people back. So they give you a little backstory about what happened in Endgame, but everybody should see Endgame by now. And this time around, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, he still struggles with the duality of being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He wants to be a team, and his school is heading to Europe. They're going on a class trip, and he doesn't want to bring Spider-Man with him. Essentially, Nick Fury is trying to get in contact with him. He's ducking Nick Fury, and he just wants to enjoy his friends, be a team. After everything that happened with Endgame, losing Tony Stark, that still hunts him a little bit. You know, he sees Tony everywhere, and he's always constantly thinking about it, and he just wants to be a regular kid for a little bit. But of course, that doesn't happen. These elementals start appearing, and then Mysterio appears, and he's working with Fury, and they're trying to destroy these elementals that keep appearing, you know, all around Europe. And Mysterio is from a different Earth, and he's fought them before, and he's giving them insight on how to defeat them. At first, for the most part, Peter doesn't want to help. You know, he's like, Mysterio has this, and I don't want to bring Spider-Man to Europe. I just want to enjoy my classmates. He's really digging MJ this time around. He wants to talk to her. So, that's the gist of what's going on in this film. I don't want to give anything away. They do travel around. They go to like Venice, Prague. They go to London. And it's really cool just seeing Peter not only struggle with being a hero, but struggle being a teenager, and going like outright to say he doesn't want to do certain things. Nick Fury challenges him constantly in this film, saying, the reason Stark picked you and made you an Avenger is so you could step up and do certain things. And it's like sometimes he has to choose, like, do I be a hero or do I just be a team? And it's a really cool film. It's different from Homecoming, where he wanted to be the big time hero. He wanted to stop major events. But then after going through Infinity War and Endgame, and he's been a part of the world changing events, he wants to just be a local neighborhood Spider-Man. And it's Tom Holland is great once again as Peter Parker. He spends a lot of time as Peter Parker, and he really captures that awkwardness with MJ a lot. Their chemistry is great. Him and Zendaya, and they have a lot more dialogue together than in Homecoming. You can tell they both like each other, and they just really awkward around each other. She's not as strange as she was in Homecoming. When she would just say weird stuff or just be staring at them at weird times, but she opens up a little bit more. They laugh a lot more, and they still like look at each other strangely and pause at different moments. There's still cool tech that you see in this film, just like in Homecoming when he first got the new suit. There's a lot of cool tech. Happy is in this a lot more, along with Aunt May. They have chemistry, as you saw in the trailer, and that's confusing Peter as well. Every time Happy says certain things or Aunt May says certain things, he's just like, what's going on? The cast in general is really solid. JB Smoove, he doesn't really have a big role. He's just another teacher he's a biology teacher, but he doesn't really do much. He doesn't add or take away to the story. Every once in a while, he goes back and forth with the other teacher from the previous movie, he's really funny in this film. Ned, he doesn't have as big of a role as he had in Homecoming, but the dynamic between him and Peter is still good. Their friendship is still tight. Despite what Ned is going through, he has his own like little relationship during the trip, but it's still good to see them connect with each other. Nick Fury and Maria Hill are in this film. Uh, and it's Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. He's cool. You know, he has a lot of funny lines that he delivers, and it's good to see him back on screen, especially since he wasn't really a part of Infinity War and Endgame like that. Um, Overall, Mysterio, he's cool. I like the way they made him look. I like that they went with the fishbowl. It kind of retracts like Spider Man's like mask in the Iron Spider suit, like how Iron Man's mask comes off. That's like how the bowl comes on and off. So it looks really cool. It looks really cool. Like I like the way that they made him look, and you can tell from the way he fights. He takes a lot from Doctor Strange. Like when he brings out certain things, like how kind of like how Doctor Strange like brung out the little things to fight with. Mysterio does that a lot. You can tell he like studies the Avengers and the way their fight patterns. Like he has a lot of Iron Man and a lot of Doctor Strange in him when he does certain movements. And it was just something different. It was a different villain. We haven't seen him on screen before, and I thought he was really well done. And what else can I say without giving away too much? There are two post credit scenes. One mid credit scene, and then of course after all the credits. Really well done. Of course, if you're an MCU fan, you're gonna stay for that. But it's really, really good stuff. Particularly the first one. It left everybody like, whoa, this is dope. Um, I really enjoyed this film. I'm not. I see a lot of people comparing it to Into the Spider Verse. I'm not doing that. Into the Spider Verse is a really great film, and it's animated, so it's slightly different. But in terms of superhero, Spider-Man films, this is right up there with Homecoming is a really great Peter Parker / Spider-Man film because Tom Holland again as Parker is really really good. There's not so much a lot of like Flash and all the other students. They're there, but they don't have as many lines as they did before. They just fleshed out the relationship with Peter and MJ a lot more, and then sprinkled in a little things with Spider-Man. Like there's not a lot of action at first because we've seen a lot of things that would Peter can do as Spider-Man, but then in the second half of the movie it really picks up. The action really picks up, and there's a lot of cool scenes that I'm going to really talk about in the spoiler review. So Spider-Man Far From Home, definitely go see it, especially if you're a fan of the MCU. I hear a lot of jokes about, oh, how many Spider-Man movies are they going to make? If they keep making them like this, go watch them because this one is really great. I say go out and see it immediately. I know it's a holiday weekend. Find time. Go check it out. Thank you for listening. Deuces.